I'll do. Time for another beer review. For this one we're going back to Aldi. We're doing two beers. We're doing two alcohol-free beers. We're doing low profile and we are doing the Lowdown. Both 0.5%. This is saying it's an IPL and this just says it's an IPA. Now, a while back, I don't remember, a couple of weeks ago, I don't know if you remember, there was an Aldi beer called Anti-Establishment IPA that got a bit of traction online because it had a passing resemblance to Punk IPA. James Watt jumped on it and there was a bit of back and forth, and Aldi have agreed to sell a Brewdog beer called Aldi IPA, and Brewdog are going to plant a load of trees and Brewdog are going to rip off the Aldi badge on it. So a lot of positivities came out of it. I was doing a bit of shopping tonight and I couldn't help but notice these two, and it looks as though from me that Aldi are back doing the Brewdog imitations again. So Brewdog have a few alcohol-free beers, and they do one called Punk AF, and the can of that looks like Punk AF, and they do one called Nanny State, and the can of that looks like Nanny State. Now, are they the same? I know Jake O'Beers is the king of the Brewdog Aldi rip-off vids. He is the legend of it, and I am standing on his toes, and he won't be happy, and he's probably putting his tent away now in a huff because he's been sleeping in the car park waiting for the new Aldi IPA, and I've beat him to this probably. But I don't think this will be like Nanny State because they're saying it's an IPL, whereas Nanny State's more of an old IPA, but the artwork does look very similar. So do they taste like the beers? I don't happen to have Punk AF or Nanny State in, but I thought I'm still going to fire these out now, and I have had Nanny State and I have had Punk AF, so I'll see if they do taste like them from memory. Now that does have a look of, see, that doesn't look like Nanny State. That is far too pale for Nanny State, so I don't think it's the same beer. I know on the Anti-Establishment IPA video people were saying, oh, it's Punk IPA in a can. That is not Nanny State, straight off with the colour. So, right, we'll go for low profile first. It's maybe a good time to do some AF beers. We're getting towards Sober October. Some people might be wanting to do that. Rest assured, this channel will not be participating in Sober October, which shouldn't come as a shock. So, right, let's get the nose on it. That's very clear. There's it's a golden colour, slight carbonation. This is low profile, so we'll get the nose. Not a lot. There's a slight citrus, grapefruit, touch of caramel. It's got the hallmarks of an AF Punk, but right, let's dive in. It's got a decent body on it actually for it. It's not a real, it's got a thin to medium body, so it's not totally watery. There is a little bit of grapefruit in there, but there's a real chalky aftertaste. It doesn't taste like Punk AF from memory. Punk AF is a lot more citrusy than this, and I would rather drink Punk AF. But body wise it ain't bad. These two are 99p each, so I wouldn't say I haven't been ripped off. It's a little chalky, a little bit of a cloying mouth feel, but there's worse beers in Aldi than that. So this is the Lowdown. Let's get the nose. There's not a lot. It's a little bit eggy. The heads have gone on both of these now. They're not sticking about. I can't see much carbonation going up to it. Just little to no flavour. There's a slight citrus note, but it's very, very bland. It's and a slight bitterness on the finish, but it doesn't taste like an IPL. I probably, if I had, so doing a drink review, I would say that this one, low profile, is better than the Lowdown. It's got a little bit more flavour about it. That's just, there's just nothing going for the Lowdown. So for me, if I was having to pick out of the two, I would go for low profile. Do I think that low profile and the Lowdown taste like Nanny State and Punk AF off memory? No, they don't. And I would rather drink Nanny State and I would rather drink Punk AF. And just on my thoughts on the Brewdog AF beers, I'd probably rather drink Hazy AF out of all of the Brewdog ones, but I would rather drink Nanny State normally over Punk AF. But they're okay beers. Low profile's better than Lowdown, neither of which taste like Brewdog beers in my opinion, but I do think that the artwork is another passing resemblance. So I don't think Brewdog's had the dirty mitts in it, but once again Aldi have gave their nod to Brewdog. So they're my thoughts. Check them out if you see them in Aldi. They've seem to have got a few more new ones in, which I've picked up tonight. So I might fire those up over the next couple of days. And yep, thanks for watching, and on to the next one. Cheers.